So now coming to the question answer session, in 2016 there was a question from space, mains question. It's given in your second module, that is analysis of Indian space program. The second module you have it, right? Towards the end. Yeah. Okay. So the question was, discuss India's achievement in the field of space sciences and technology, how the application of this technology has helped India in its socio-economic development. So this is a 200 words question, 12.5 marks. So as I said earlier, you can actually split it. This is introduction having 50 words, body having 50 plus 50, 100 words, and then concluding it with 50 words. So this is ideally the practice that you need to adopt. This is ideally the practice that you have to adopt in order to address the question demands. See, what I'm trying to do here is not changing your way of writing answers. Everyone has their own unique way of writing answers. But what I'm trying to do is give you certain links or certain templates which you can incorporate so that you can meet the demands of the question, the demands that UPSC wants. So here it is discussing India's achievements in the field of space sciences and technology. So here you can introduce your question by giving a brief introduction about India's space science, India's space technologies. And then you can gradually move on to the next paragraph. So what do you say about introduction? Introduction, I said earlier, it's 50 words, but it would be better if you just write your introduction. That is, you start directly by hitting the question itself, but before that, introduce the subject within one sentence or two sentences maximum. That's it. So here what I say, this is a template, that is, you can say like this, that is, though India started its space programs from the scratch in 1962, within a span of 55 years, it is recognized to be one of the major 6 powers in space exploration. So this is an area where you can actually introduce the subject, that is what you are going to write. And then you can move into the first part of the question. That is, first you need to, for generally actually in GS questions, it would be better if you start by directly hitting the question itself, and then second one, you write it as point in the form of points, so that actually you will be able to precisely convey the matter to the examiner. So this is how you should, these are the points which you need to keep in mind before you write your answers. So coming to the question, this is the first part, that is, discuss India's achievement in the field of space sciences and technology. So here they are asking proactively, that is, discuss India's achievements. It is asking about achievements that has been achieved by ISRO, that is Indian Space Agency. So there are several achievements that ISRO has achieved. So what you need to do here is that you need to prioritize among themselves which are the most prominent milestones that ISRO has achieved, and also which has been done recently. So here you can say the achievements is placing 104 satellites in multiple orbits, creating a world record. This is one of the best examples that you can give. The second one, that is successfully developing indigenous cryogenic engine, which helps ISRO to place heavier satellites into various orbits. So this is again another milestone which ISRO has achieved. Then you have NAVIC, that is navigation with Indian constellation. Then you have IRS, that is India's remote sensing satellites. Yeah. So having this one of the largest IRS constellations is what India has achieved. Then having Chandrayaan, that is, which proves the presence of water molecules on the surface of moon. Again, MOM is another important one, that is Mangalyaan, which has helped in India achieving this feat within 1/10 of that cost which Western counterparts had taken, and also achieving it in the first maiden attempt. And also AstroSat, which is a multi-wavelength observatory that has been placed by ISRO at the space, which helps in studying about the universe. This is equivalent to what NASA. Again, it's not you cannot actually compare NASA's Hubble with that of ISRO's AstroSat, but again, this is an accomplishment. So you need to improve. You need to provide it. So these are some of the achievements. So listing it out as points again, it actually serves a purpose here. So next is the second part, that is how the application of this technology has helped India in its socio-economic development. This is the second part, and this is very generalistic in nature, but again you can actually address it in points. Here you have to, what you have to give importance is upon the contribution to socio-economic development. So you can say the areas which are benefiting from from the space applications or the space technology. What is it? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Resource mapping, resource management. Then you have telecommunication, disaster management, disaster response, disaster management. Then you have health, governance. All these are areas wherein space application, space technology has been applied. So these are the areas where you have to. These are the areas which you have to give it in this one. Again, this is a beautiful example. That is, inside 3D and 3DR together are providing meteorological data every 15 minutes, which helps in improving our weather forecasting. So these weather forecasting has an implication on the economy. That is, how is it affecting our economy? Yeah, agriculture, exactly. So agriculture. Apart from this, it can also be used for disaster response, etc. Okay. Okay. Now here it is resource monitoring, that is agriculture, water resources, forestry and ecology, geology, managing watersheds, marine fisheries, and then coastal management also. So these are areas wherein resource mapping, etc. helps in improving the lives of rural poor. Weather forecasting, disaster management support, that is for example the cyclone preparedness on the southeast coastline. This is strictly done with this is done efficiently with the help of ISRO's predictions. Now you have telecommunication, broadcasting, rural connectivity, health and education, governance, etc. Here you can also say about Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, wherein for actually understanding or analyzing how much the crop has been affected, they are using space technology also instead of crop cutting. So this is an example which you can give here. So to disseminate the data informations to the end user, like early warning system for Japanese encephalitis. So these are areas wherein the space technology can be applied for the rural health or improving the rural health, the rural connectivity, etc. Now you can also say the sericulture information linkages and knowledge system, SILKS, which has been developed, is actually has been developed with the help of ISRO, the data that is provided by ISRO. So these are areas wherein you can actually give, you can actually say, which helps in creating or helping the rural development or rural governance as such. So coming to the conclusion part, as I've said earlier, always try to conclude in a positive manner. And also in your conclusion, try to bring out certain challenges, that is one or two challenges and how you can actually improve upon it, and then conclude in a positive manner. So actually you'll be addressing all aspects of the question. Here you can also say how the use of satellites can be used for securing and promoting national interest, like the one that is a South Asia satellite that has helped in creating a goodwill among its neighbors, and also promoting the national interest. So this is one aspect. Now, while coming to the conclusion, you can say there is, however, certain shortcomings like low budget allocations, absence of an exclusive space policy, etc. has to be resolved at the earliest, so that space technology can be utilized in a much better manner for countries' development. So this is how actually you need to conclude. That is, you need to conclude in a positive manner. So you are also giving some challenges and also you are addressing the challenges. So here for the country's development, it can be inclusive development or sustainable development. So likewise. Okay, is that okay? Any questions? Okay then, thank you.